Nailed that perfectly. What an amazing music director. 8:35 Tuesday morning, and we mentioned Mike Barrett was joining us, formerly part of Magic 97.7.
Oh, yeah.
Mike is moved on to, of course, Barrett Insurance Agency, and we come together on these mornings, and we talk about good policies. First off, how was your weekend?
It was wonderful. And yours?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you these questions anymore. You never give me positive.
We had a tough one, the girlfriend and I, but we got through it.
Got through. Good.
Okay, so good policies. We've talked about everything from combining, bundling, packaging. We've talked about automotive. We've talked about house. It's springtime, and I think you have a great idea for our subject matter for those out there that own dogs. I know nothing about dogs and insurance and claims and how they come together. Share with us.
Sure. And so this stems from, a lot of times people go, well, the insurance company has no right to tell me what I can and cannot do or what I can and cannot have. And while I agree there's some concern there, let's back up for a second and always remember this. You are transferring the risk that you have to an insurance company. So if something happens, the insurance company is the one liable for paying it as long as you've paid your premium. So they, in that stance alone, very much have a voice in what you can and cannot do to a degree.
All right, let me ask you this then, all right? There's been a lot of things that you've educated us on that will be or could be covered by your homeowner's policy. Is this where we're going with dogs and such? Okay.
Yeah. So when you own a dog and that dog injures somebody, and that person sustains minor or even major injuries, who pays for it?
Depends on how much it costs, I guess. But, I mean, that's what we've got
the
insurance
company.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to fall into the liability portion of your insurance. So you may have a maximum limit of $100,000, $300,000, $500,000 or more. You may have an umbrella policy that gives you an extra $1 million above and beyond. So now let's think about that way. So let's say you have a $500,000 liability limit on your homeowner policy and $1 million umbrella. So now the company is exposed for $1.5 million total payout. And then you decide you're going to get
a Rottweiler or a pit bull.
A dog that's considered in many cases what they call on the unacceptable list. So that means the probability of that dog injuring somebody is pretty high statistically. All right, so let's talk about it. In 2017, the insurance industry paid out $700 million just in dog claims.
That's $750 million just about.
Just in paying for injuries sustained to people by dogs.
Wow.
So based upon that, and we're talking over, I believe it was almost 19,000 claims. So think about it, 19,000 claims paid out $700 million.
I can't do the math, but I know what that's.
That's a lot of money per claim. They all went up.
Let me stop you then, okay?
Okay.
We're talking about using a homeowner's policy to cover this kind of injury. Is there any recourse for somebody who is a renter and their landlord lets them have a dog?
So, the landlord could be exposed. So landlords need to be aware of acceptable and unacceptable dog lists because what happens is, especially with a serious dog injury, lawyers are going to suit up. Lawyers are going to examine what happened, and they're going to look for all options. So they're going to go after you as the tenant, a.k.a. the owner of the dog. But if the dog bite occurred on the premises, they could also go after the landlord. So that is why it's very important to have insurance. And it's very important to understand what's acceptable and what's not. Now, the dog lists vary slightly from company to company. There are companies that don't have a dog list. I don't want to name them, but if you call me, I'll tell you.
Of course.
I don't represent a company that doesn't have a dog list, but dog lists come from statistical data gathered. So if you imagine 19,000 claims last year paid, in every one of those instances, they know the type and breed of dog that caused that injury. So based along that statistical data. So it's not like they're grabbing out and saying, well, this dog just looks scary, so no. It's statistical data. So, and I'm a dog lover. I got Charlie in the truck right now.
Yes, you do. I was going to say it. Thanks.
Yeah, my yellow lab. And labs can bite people. I mean, any dog can bite somebody, but it's the higher probability that's the concern for insurance companies. So most companies have what you would consider the standard fare. I hate to call it that, but the pit bulls or any mix thereof, Rottweilers or any mix thereof, Akitas or any mix thereof. There's also different variations of pit bull type breeds. Presa Canaria is another one. Some companies don't want you to have St. Bernards, not because of the bite, because of the size.
Right. Okay, so then folks out there understand, we're not trashing you for having a dog. But
Oh, gosh, no.
the similar thing, a similar thing happens on the automotive insurance, and I can tell you from experience, I had about 3-4 years ago when I was lucky enough to have a Porsche. There are certain cars that are considered a risk, and same thing with dogs.
Right. So, and when is this the biggest factor? It's when you're looking for insurance. So if you're shopping for insurance and it's discovered through that process that you have one of the dogs on an unacceptable list, it's over. There's really nothing more we can do for you at that point because we just don't have the ability to write you. What happens if you've had insurance for any number of years, whether it be 6 months, a year, 2 years, or more, and then you get that breed? Companies are not Big Brother, so they're not listening in on your Alexa devices and they go, I heard a dog bark. That sounded like a pit bull. They don't know. So that's why a lot of times people will go, well, my insurance company's fine with me having that dog. Well, no, they just don't know that you have that dog. That's the most common reason. So it's good to just have that in your head. I've seen some of the statistics. I've seen some of it firsthand of some of the injuries sustained and some of the payouts put out there. And it's really a lot to consider.
Well, as we said, Alexa doesn't tell the insurance company. So
we're working on it.
Just like we do every time we get close to saying, all right, we send you off to the office now. Yeah. There are reasons to make the call. Okay, have that conversation. Now, I'm going to do 2 things here for you here. One, we mentioned umbrella insurance. If folks don't know about that, they can go to your YouTube page, your Facebook page, right?
Yeah, check out last week's conversation.
Or call you,
yes,
okay? And then, of course, if they have gotten a dog, as you just mentioned, or plan on getting a dog, give you the call.
We often recommend giving us a call. And if your dog bites somebody, you could very well lose your insurance and then become a high insurance risk and then have a very difficult time obtaining replacement coverage after that. Right. So it can kind of follow you.
Well, and you mentioned in the past, and Mom be impressed with me remembering this. It was, I don't know, about a month ago. It looks better if you cancel your insurance rather than having your insurance canceled on you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Always make the call.
Good policies. Tell them how to get in touch with you, Mike.
Yeah, give us a call, 748-5224. Visit our website, thebarrettagency.com, or visit us at Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, and Google as Barrett Insurance Agency.
And, of course, if folks want to go see you today, the water line work, which is going to start coming up at 9 o'clock, won't impact getting to the office.
Yeah, we'll be going. That's good.
All right. Join us here on Tuesday mornings. Mike, you have a wonderful day, okay?
You as well.
All right. We'll keep you moving closer to the weekend. Music from Tori Kelly's up next. Magic in the Morning with you.